Hello friends, on the 28th of June, 1914, a 19-year-old student from a school assassinated the Austro-Hungarian prince, and this single incident triggered a war that lasted for long years, a war in which over 20 million people lost their lives, a war that brought an end to several ancient empires, a war fought across multiple countries and continents. Today, we know this conflict as World War I. Doesn't it sound sensational? Because of this one event, World War I erupted across the globe. If we could travel back in time with a time machine and prevent this assassination, would there have been no world wars? The reality, friends, isn't that simple. When a large-scale war like this happens, there's a long and complex chain of reasons behind it. And then, there's that one incident, the spark. Imagine a mountain of dynamite. If I light a small matchstick to blow it up, the explosion wouldn't be because of the matchstick. It would happen because the dynamite was already there. In today's video, let's understand World War I. January 1916 to 140,000 men were assembling for the attack. In 1914, Europe's map looked like this. Right in the middle was the Austro-Hungarian Empire, much larger than present-day Austria and Hungary combined. Germany's empire was also far bigger than modern Germany. Poland didn't exist as a country. The Russian Empire dominated Russia. The Ottoman Empire ruled over present-day Turkey. Alongside these were the United Kingdom and France. Interestingly, friends, most European nations at the time were monarchies. Only 3 were democracies: France, Switzerland, and San Marino. Then there were Eastern European nations, Serbia, Bosnia, Romania, and Bulgaria, collectively called the Balkan countries. Remember them. They're crucial to our story. Our story begins in 1878, with a war between the Russian and Ottoman empires. The Ottomans were on one side, while the Russians aided Balkan nations in breaking free. The war ended with the Treaty of Berlin, 1878, granting Austria-Hungary temporary administrative rights over Bosnia-Herzegovina, though, officially, it remained Ottoman territory. But in October 1908, Austria-Hungary annexed Bosnia-Herzegovina, invaded it. A political caricature from that time is fascinating: the Ottoman Sultan, helpless, hands folded, as internal revolutions weakened his empire. Meanwhile, Bulgaria successfully broke free, shown as an independent state in the middle. On the left, Austrian Emperor Franz Joseph is ripping Bosnia off the map, stealing it. Bosnia had been under Ottoman rule for 400 years. Instead of gaining independence, another empire swallowed them. Naturally, Bosnians were furious. They wanted freedom. Neighboring Serbia was equally enraged. They shared ethnic and geographic ties with Bosnia. In fact, all Eastern European nations were ethnically Slavic. Many in these regions felt a deep connection. The dark blue countries on the map, their people called themselves South Slavs, and some even dreamed of a united South Slavic nation. Serbia accused Austria-Hungary not just of invading Bosnia but of attacking the South Slavs. Before the invasion, Austria-Hungary's foreign minister had already spoken with Russia's foreign minister, asking them not to object giving them a heads-up. Russia agreed, because they wanted something in return. Look at this map: the Black Sea, the Sea of Marmara, and the Bosphorus Strait dividing Istanbul. Russia wanted control of this strait, so they struck a deal: we won't stop you in Bosnia if you don't stop us here. But there was a problem. Many Slavs lived in Russia, and they protested Austria-Hungary's invasion. How could Russia allow Slavic people to be controlled by another empire? The Russian Empire, already weak, had to listen to its people. Despite the secret deal, Russia's foreign minister began supporting Serbia. By 1909, Austria-Hungary turned to Germany. If we attack Serbia and Russia interferes, will you help us? Germany agreed. They were old allies. Meanwhile, Russia asked France for support, but France refused, saying Bosnia wasn't their concern. With no backup, Russia had to accept Bosnia's annexation. the threat of war faded until Ferdinand's assassination. The annexed Bosnians didn't submit quietly. A revolutionary movement, Young Bosnia, emerged, a group of students fighting for independence, aided by Serbia. Their goal, a united South Slavic nation, Yugoslavia, Yugo, meaning South. Spoiler, this dream did come true, but later collapsed. On the 28th of June 1914, Austro-Hungarian Prince Ferdinand and his wife Sophie visited Bosnia. 6 revolutionaries plotted to kill them. Around 10 a.m., one threw a bomb at their car, but it bounced off, exploding nearby, injuring 20. Ferdinand survived, cancelled his event, and decided to visit the injured. On the way, their car took a wrong turn, stopping just 5 feet away from another revolutionary, Gavrilo Princip, the 19-year-old student I mentioned earlier. He shot Ferdinand and Sophie, assassinating the prince. Princip was arrested but couldn't be executed. He was under 20. Instead, he got 20 years in prison. At trial, he declared himself a Yugoslav nationalist, wanting Bosnia free from Austria. Austria-Hungary's emperor, enraged, declared war on Serbia. Russia saw this as an attack on Slavs and mobilized to defend Serbia. Germany backed Austria-Hungary. France, bound by alliances, joined Russia. This created a chain of friendship, a domino effect pulling nations into war. An interesting caricature depicts this. Italy was allied with Germany and Austria-Hungary but refused to join their pact. Only required defense, not offense. The Ottoman Empire, hostile to Russia, sided with Austria-Hungary. The UK joined due to the Triple Entente, their alliance with France and Russia. Thus began the Great War, a global conflict. Later, the USA, Japan, and even India, under British rule, were dragged in. But why were nations so eager to fight? For main reasons: nationalism, not liberation, but aggressive racial pride. Our nation is superior. Closing parenthesis. Imperialism, looting, resources, gold, land, labor for power and profit. Militarism, massive military spending. By 1914, Europe's powers spent 4x more on armies than in 1870. Alliances, the Triple Alliance, vs. Triple Entente countries bound by treaties. But did ordinary people want war? Mostly no. Soldiers were often poor men, enlisting out of desperation. Propaganda glorified war poems like The Charge of the Light Brigade, painted soldiers as heroes, yet many resisted. Socialists, anarchists, and pacifists, Rosa Luxemburg, Karl Liebknecht, in Germany. Writers like Rudyard Kipling, The Jungle Book, who exposed war's horrors. The Christmas Truce, 1914, British and German soldiers briefly stopped fighting, celebrating together until commanders forced them back. World War I happened. But what unfolded next? We'll cover that in part 2, the battles, outcomes, and India's role. If you enjoyed this, check out my video on the Kargil War or explore my history playlist. See you in the next video. Thank you.